Now then, I've been invited to
Ring farm.
out
The
to.
rings.
Sorry,
The rings.
the
The rings.
the ring, right? And I have trouble with the Yorkshire explain, but this here is a jacuzzi for disabled people. Eventually, when it's completed, there'll be a hoist that will run across there and drop into the jacuzzi. And as you can see there, it's big enough for a whole rugby team.
6 at least.
Aye. So, what do you think of that? Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing on?
Okay, yeah, can
So
do.
it's all for a disabled and.
Yeah, so this journey started a while back. I could almost say back to my childhood, but I won't take you back as far as that. If you want, you'll need to buy my book. If anybody wants to contact me, you can get. I'll send you a copy of my book. So I was brought up in what was an inclusive family before the word inclusion was even coined, and I had a cousin who I thought he was autistic, but he actually was brain damaged as a child, and he was kept in the family in the days when youngsters, children, if you had something wrong with you, you were put into care, because what would parents know about looking after their own child after all? So I had that side of it. My husband also, his cousin was Down syndrome, so both families had kept these youngsters within their family. So we grew up with disability and never really gave it a second thought. And then I had an uncle who was involved with Warriors Homes for Scotland, and he was in charge of what they then called the epileptic colony, and he was in charge of the workshop. And he was a man before his time and was actually awarded as an ambassador for epilepsy. So again, I was very much brought up with a disability there. So I became a nurse, and I thought I would always be a nurse. And then via being a shepherdess and an egg farmer, and then we moved into accessible tourism on our farm here in Fife called The Rings. It's called The Rings because they think it was on an Iron Age fort, and so it was the rings of the Iron Age fort. So we set out to build a 2-bedroom cottage, which God had a different plan and ended up to be an 8-bedroom, architecturally award-winning building. And we've got 8 bedrooms there, but it can also subdivide into smaller self-contained apartments. And so if you're just a couple or a single person wanting to come, we can accommodate you right up to 16 people. And we've got now quite a lot of equipment we can put in. We've got 7 profile beds, so we've had youngsters from Percy Headley College down in Newcastle all came together as a group away on holiday together. Then we realised, enabling holidays for all, we weren't really living up to our strapline, because some youngsters with autism, ADHD, challenging behaviour, the Rings cottage was too easy for them to escape from. So we set about putting on some glamping pods, and that wasn't going to tick the box either. So we then ended up building some lovely cabins, and we could maybe go out and have a wee look at them. But part of the survey that we did also showed that we needed something on site for people to do. And so we've built a big play barn here that's going to be an accessible play barn. We've got a changing place getting built. And then we thought we'll put a hot tub or a jacuzzi outside. And then my builder said, Moira, why don't you just put it inside? You've got that big building, it can be used all the year round, and people can even locals can come in and hire it. So we're on the final stages. This should be connected up on the 5th of August, hopefully.
Yeah. It is absolutely huge.
Parties.
If I got in that, you'd already see me. My stumps bobbing up and down on the surface and all that lot. Anyway, looking around the room, you can see it's absolutely a huge room. Mm-hmm. And it's all a wet room, so it can easily be cleaned up, and the wheelchair works absolutely beautiful on these smooth surfaces. So yeah, if you could show us a little bit more.
Yes.
So it's going to be a
sensory room.
A sensory room.
So it's going to be an area where if the children are getting overtired or overexcited or having a meltdown, they'll be able to come in here and there'll be calming lights.
Right.
We could maybe show lights, and we're going to have a projector up here.
Yeah.
And we could show small film shows quiet so that they're not overstimulated.
Right. Right.
So we've been running people back and forward to the Open Golf Championship, and they've been giving us donations for this.
All right.
We're a charity
Aye.
side of our
Yeah,
business
yeah.
called Friends of the Rings, and we're gathering the money. So we've got some bits and pieces, but it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It'll come together eventually.
Are you going to show us where the playroom's going to be?
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is going to be
so this will be
the
the
play
main
area?
play area. So
Like a
it's-
soft play area, is it? Or
Well, no, it's just
gonna
going
be
to
all
be a
sorts?
big area, and what we're going to do is we're going to have different activities, and it will change at different times. So we might
Yeah.
have a Lego corner, we might have just there's a game called Boccia, which is like soft. It's like bowls, but for
Yeah.
people with in wheelchairs. We might do carpet bowls. But a lot of the kids are mobile, and this wee car here,
Yeah.
this little Tykes car, we've come into contact with a charity down south, and they try to make toys for children with disabilities.
Yeah.
And they've just brought out a prototype of a bigger one. So we've just contacted them and said, could we try them out for you? Because we're going to have lots of different children coming here and young adults.
Yeah.
With special needs, additional needs, a lot of them are adults, but they've still got young minds. So we're trying to think of things that we could do for them. And
Yeah.
we've heard that they love the, got a wee bird in. They love, you know the wee cars that they've got outside Tesco's, outside the supermarket?
Yeah, yeah,
Post
yeah.
and Pat?
Yep.
They love that.
Right.
I'm looking for an engineer, and I think I may have got a friend who's going to find an engineer for me to build an adult size one. And I would like
Oh, I'd love to have a go on
I
that.
know, well I want one that the wheelchair can go on
Yeah.
as well, and the kids can all be in it together, and they can go on a wee trip on Postman Pat. Well, I think it needs to be a tractor. We're on a farm, it has got to be a tractor.
Aye.
So that's, we're working on that at the moment as well.
Aye. Lovely.
So it'll be a big changing area.
Yep.
And it could be a craft area, so we might make bird boxes. We're calling this an edu-shed rather than a play barn, because
Right.
so many of them are adult size.
Yeah.
In fact, it's going to be called Bissett's Barn, because our builder has been amazing. He built the Rings cottage in 9 months and 3 days. We got the building certificate.
Yeah.
An 8-bedroom. Anybody that's involved in building knows that's a miracle.
Yeah.
And not only that, his wife died during the process.
Aye.
And when we got the completion certificate, he said, bittersweet weekend, Moira. Dorothy tasked me with a list of jobs to do. Completing the Rings was the last one. So we have Dorothy's breaks. So if we know somebody that's terminally ill or has had a real tragedy in their family, we've a family that the daddy was found dead, 6 children. So they're hopefully we're going to get them on holiday sometime soon.
Yeah.
To come for a holiday here,
Aye,
just to recharge batteries.
That's it.
That's it.
Into another
Changing place.
changing area.
So this is what's called a changing place. So it's like a big toilet that, like a baby changing place.
Yeah.
There'll be a shower trolley here, and normally a changing place would not have a bath, but this was going in the skip, so we were gifted it. And it sat in a shed covered in muck, and we've just brought it out this week, cleaned it all up, because one of our parents who's booked for a 3-night stay said, we're okay to stay in the cabins for 3 nights.
Yeah.
Because my son can't cope with the shower, he needs a bath, he can't cope with the feeling and the sensation of a shower, we would need to stay in the cottage.
Yeah.
And I said, do you know what, we've got a bath. We can put it in the changing place. I kept saying this room's too big, but that's why it's too big. God knew we needed to put the bath in. And it's a rise and fall bath. And then this here, again, we were gifted this second hand.
Yeah.
So it's a closomat toilet, so it washes and dries you.
All right. Ah.
There you go.
Oh, very good. I didn't know that existed either.
Washes and dries you.
Yeah.
You just,
Brilliant.
you can work it with your elbow, or you can work it with a pump.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I think that's not on that bit. But again, plenty space.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Right. We're ready.
Right,
So
yeah.
this is.
So these are the glamping cabins. So
Yeah.
they're supposed to be glamping, but again, Doogie's used to building posh houses, so they're a wee bit more than glamping. So each cabin
Yeah.
can sleep up to 5.
Yeah.
And then this one here has a link room in the middle. There.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can see the 4 windows. So you could have one family one side, one family the other side. But you could also have, if there were friends together, you can
Yeah.
open up the link room.
Yeah,
You can have
yeah,
the link
yeah,
room
brilliant,
together.
brilliant. Yeah.
And 40% of the families that did the survey were families of 5.
Yeah.
So, and others said, don't bother about a bed, my child only sleeps on the floor. So they're a bit like a caravan. The living area sleeps 2. You can look at them on the website, www.therings.co.uk.
Yeah.
There's a bunk room, but there's also a spare mattress that you can put on the floor.
Yeah.
But we can also put a profiling bed in this one. So a gentleman in there just now with Parkinson's, and we've got the hospital style bed in for him. And we've got different hoists that we can put in.
Yeah.
Round the corner here, and unfortunately the guys just belayed the slabs.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I better not go down that and
But
wreck
there's
it for him.
3 of them.
Yeah.
3 of the cabins are in a fenced area.
Oh, yeah, I can see that, yeah, it
Yeah,
goes round the
fenced
corner.
beside
There's
it.
another one, yeah.
Because some of the youngsters would be what they call escapees.
Ah,
And they make a dash for
yeah,
freedom.
yeah.
So if the gates are shut, it means that the parents or the carers can relax,
Yeah,
knowing that they can't escape.
yeah,
And
brilliant.
just give them some peace
Yeah,
of mind.
yeah, yeah.
The play barn as well, all the doors, the fire doors are connected to the fire alarm system. So again, it'll be safe, secure for them unless the fire alarm goes off, and then the doors will be released.
Yep.
But let me show you my camper's toilet.
So, yeah.
That's what we call
in
the
the
Rings
distance.
Cottage.
Yeah.
And it can sleep 16, and then the wee building to the right hand side, that's just my storeroom and where there's a washing machine and tumble dryer for people
Right.
to use.
And I noticed they're all blended into the background with the
Yes.
rows and everything. Yeah,
I had a
very
huge
good.
job with planning. I was 6 years. I
Yeah,
was in 6 planning committees. That's the second design and a field planning appeal. Before we
right.
finally got through.
Yeah,
But it's been worth it. So the
Yeah,
fact
they'll
that
try
can
and-
actually split up 23 different combinations I've got.
right.
So it's quite an
See that?
amazing building.
Zoom in a little bit without. Yeah, zoomed in a little bit so we get a little bit better view of it.
So we've got
Yeah.
two of the bedrooms are actually studios, so they've got their own wee kitchen.
Yeah,
One of them's fully wheelchair accessible kitchen with a lowered worktop. It's also geared up for visual impairments, so it's like a dark hob and a light worktop.
yeah,
So people with
right.
visual impairments
Yeah,
can see. And then the other kitchen is just more a standard one, and it's got a bigger wet room, but it's got the ceiling tracking hoist. So my thoughts were, if you're needing a ceiling tracking hoist, you're unlikely to be able to cook for yourself.
yeah.
And then there's 2 big lounges that open up with a big door in between. So we've got a movable wall. So the group that's in just now, the movable wall's pushed away, so they've got this lovely great big area to eat and be together.
Right.
But one of the kitchens there has a rise and fall kitchen worktop, so it can go down to wheelchair height.
Oh, right. Yeah, with you. Yeah, yeah.
So independent wheelchair
Clever.
users can cook
Yeah,
for themselves.
brilliant, brilliant. Yeah, it's well keyed up for the disabled, isn't it? Yeah,
Absolutely,
you've
that
thought
was-
about most things that
Well,
are
that's what
that
we
affect.
built it for.
Yeah,
That's
brilliant.
What we built it for.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see, but they've got a hot tub there. And a few weeks back, we had a hen party in. And
Oh,
the
right.
bridesmaid was a wheelchair user.
Uh-huh.
So we had bought a gantry hoist. So we put the gantry hoist above the hot tub, and we
Yeah.
were able to lift her into the hot tub just to be with the rest of the girls.
Ah, right. Yeah, yeah,
It's all about
Lovely.
inclusion.
yeah. Yeah, just to give you a quick look round.
Uh-huh.
These are the showers for the campers. So, oh,
I'm going to just see that shower head. Do you want
oh,
to
I
see
made a
that?
right mess of that
Oh,
floor.
no, don't you worry about that. It's okay. Just steady the door a wee minute.
Yeah, just a quick view there of the showers for the campers. So there is a campsite also on the, we'll call it a farm.
Yeah,
or-
no, we
a
are a farm.
Yeah,
We've got sheep.
yeah,
We've
yeah,
got sheep
yeah.
and crops.
It is still a
Only
working
90
farm.
acres. It's still a working
So yeah, so that's that. We'll show you that.